Okay.
I got a green line through my face. Is that good?
Yep.
We're back.
We're back.
We were going over some injuries. Juice was playing the role of reporter for us. Did you find any major injuries?
Daniel Jones is out, so we knew that.
So any injuries that are going to affect who might play this week?
Probably not.
Then let's move on. Okay, next phase. My favorite noise. This is like kind of the first segment we ever had.
Yep.
Was the lock and load segment. The lock and load segment seems to be Jared's favorite, where he locks in half our lineup. And
I would like to rename it the insertion segment.
Jared, we'll start with you. This is your lineup that we play in Ray's League. You have your name tagged to it, so you get a little bit of authority here. Who is your lock?
I like St. Brown.
See, this scares me as we sit off air. I agree with you. And usually when we agree, we get Gabriel Davis.
Well, I think he's not going to do that. I think he's going to be the.
You guys convinced me
the
that
lineup
St.
maker.
Brown is not only a home start by, I think, against, was it Tampa Bay that he had 18 targets?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's coming off a bye week.
He's ready to go.
In the Tampa Bay game, he was coming off a dinged-up ankle and got 18 targets. The Chargers are not a defense, but he's expensive as shit. He's like A.J. Brown price, right? Like, not that A.J. Brown is playing this week. We would need, in order for him to pay off, 25 fantasy points.
Yep, he can do that.
Okay. What do you think, Juice? You're a little more skeptical, I think.
No, I mean, I definitely think he can. I think there's not a lot of screaming value this week that I can see.
Right.
So I'm not opposed to playing him. We're just going to have to tighten the belt in other places, so to speak.
So should we get our defense done with?
Well, let's talk about our stack. We both talked about off air that we both like golf, which scares me again.
If we want to run it back, though, that's where I find we're going to have a tough time because Keenan Allen's not cheap.
I ran it back with, is Everett healthy this week?
I think so.
Or even Quentin Johnson?
I was going to say
He's starting. I feel like Quentin Johnson is due a 2-touchdown game, right? Like,
I think.
Is that hope? Am I hoping?
No, I think. I mean, Joshua Palmer's out for several weeks, and
Johnson is Williams right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so is he going to have a Williams-like game ever? We watched him in college. This guy was good.
The talent's there, but he's had 2, 6, and 3 targets in the last 3 weeks.
It just doesn't seem to get the volume.
Yeah.
Even though he's starting.
Who do you think leads this game? Detroit?
I think that they're likely to lead this game. I don't know. I think that Chargers are fully capable of putting some points on Detroit. So I always say there's a dolphin in SeaWorld that picks NFL games better than I do. Who knows? He's going to be leading this
I would
game.
love to find out who this dolphin is.
Yeah.
I mean,
and can you make
Google
parlays for
dolphin
me?
at SeaWorld. There's one that picks games, I promise you. We don't have to run it back.
No.
We talk. I think Everett has been a pretty solid. Give me Everett targets. Am I making that up?
No, I think actually he's been fairly solid.
He had 2 targets last week.
Well, but he had 4 and 5 the weeks prior.
Yeah. Well, I guess he was injured week 8. I don't know, but because there's nothing that.
There's a guy that.
They were on a bye. That's what.
There might be better tight end plays.
Parham Jr. seems to be a red zone target.
I like Parham Jr. and he's cheap as shit.
Yeah, he's very cheap, so he potentially could be a run back.
I mean, if we don't love
fairly thin one, but
I'm a big fan of if we don't love somebody play the dirt tight end as the run back.
Yeah, and this week, I mean, the only guy that I think really could kill us at tight end is Mark Andrews, but $6,900.
Not playing Mark Andrews, so
I can't do it this week, especially against Cleveland.
We know we're not playing Andrews, so we might as well play dirty tight end. And I think Parham is about as good as dart throw at tight end as there is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but for $300, what is Parham? He's $3,200. For $300 more, we can get Trey McBride.
I actually have a strong feeling about tight end this week.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's Dalton Kincaid.
Okay, he's on the Monday night slate.
He's on the Monday night slate, but we can play him. He's had 11, 7, and 8 targets over the last 3 weeks. Hasn't scored less than 15 points. He's only 4,300, and it's a high-scoring game.
I think if we play him, Well, that's no. I think he's going to be a one-off, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't need a fallback
We
or
don't
like
need to run it back.
a run it back. But I just think that he is a great play at tight end this week.
I agree. I have a lot of season-long Kincaid. I would love to see a big game out of Kincaid. Let's not run it back with anybody from the Chargers if we don't.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, no, that's fine with me. It's fine with me.
let's.
So Goff and Brown, St. Brown.
That's what we got so far.
Are we doing? Yeah, are we doing golf? Yeah.
I put Goff in.
Okay, I'm
Are you
happy
guys
with that.
good
Yeah.
Goff? I mean, I'm open to listening to other quarterback options.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, Josh Allen's not a terrible play on Monday night.
I like Josh Allen, C.J. Stroud, Joe Burrow, Goff.
I will probably my lineup will probably be Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
I loved what I saw last week.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb looks explosive. He is explosive.
Okay, can we fit CD and St. Brown in the same lineup? Hopefully.
I don't know.
See, your Lamb is 85.
Who's cheaper out of Prescott and Goff? Other than
They're
St.
About the same.
$300 difference. Dak is just a little bit more expensive.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with Goff then because he's a little cheaper. Let's go down to dirt defense. Right now, I like what we have in here, but we're gonna have to find some great value somewhere. Let's start off with the defense. Cardinals number 1. Let's go with it.
I'm fine with it.
What do you think? Juice? Is there somewhere to distinguish ourselves?
Yeah, I think for that price, sure.
Cardinals.
2,500. Yeah.
Save us some money.
Okay, we're at 5,000 a piece here.
I'm willing to eat some. Do you like Kincaid? Right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I really like
Okay.
Kincaid.
I like Kincaid too, to be honest. I mean, I could even see us playing Kincaid outside the tight end as a I mean, he's
As a flex play, yeah, sure.
If we have even dirtier.
Yeah,
tight
if you
end.
have a tight end that you like.
I was gonna say like this week with so many teams on buys and so many big names being out, I usually never do this, but we might just do double tight end.
Okay.
And I think the safety of Trey McBride at 3,500.
They're just two really good cheap plays. And
Yeah.
if there's two
Yeah.
really good cheap plays at the tight end position, just do it, right?
Yeah.
Kincaid. Let's agree on this. Kincaid's not a tight end.
No.
We're playing a $4,300 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Probably a wide receiver too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I mean, that's kind of targets he's getting.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't mind it. We haven't played double tight end in a while, but I think there's a lot of value at those spots.
Well, there's not a lot of value everywhere else.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
yeah.
the other thing. Yeah.
I mean, I think the only value is at those spots.
Mm-hmm.
There's not even, we haven't even really talked about any. We've talked about some higher up wide receivers, but are there any? We're gonna have to go to running back first. But are there any cheap wide receivers? We'll get to that because we're gonna have one.
I mean, Dell's 55. He's under what we need per slot.
I'm willing to snort the chalk on Rashid White too. By the way, at 5,800.
Rashad White.
Yeah, Rashid. I call him closer friends. Call him Rashid,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. You just want to play on the name.
I like that.
I know Jared's itching to play Bjorn Robinson.
No, never
We don't
playing.
need to. Let's just not mention him again.
It can be like he's not in the NFL
This
to
is
me.
the ultimate matchup for him. We even have a run back with him. He makes sense to play here, and I'm not pressing the button until you guys tell me I have to.
I'm fine with Rashad White.
I mean, 60. He's playing a terrible run defense. We could run him back with McBride.
Yeah.
But unless you guys tell me I have to hit the button, I just can't seem to do it.
On Bijan?
Yeah.
No.
No,
I'm
never.
not playing him.
Never.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm
well,
good.
Bijan, you officially have made the list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, running backs we will play. We have about 5,500 on average to fill 3 spots. We'll probably find something at the wide receiver spot to get some savings. But where are we at the running back position? We haven't talked about it much. There's not a whole lot to choose from. Just be honest.
What you said, Rashad White. He's only 5,800.
What do you think about Mr. White, Juicy's chalk?
Yeah, I like him. I mean, let's look at what he did last week because
He's kind of on a streak.
Yeah, he had.
I like the targets.
Yeah.
4, 6, 7, and 4 in the last 4 games. That's a nice little floor.
And he's very efficient with them.
Yes.
Yep.
So I like that play.
20 rushing attempts, 73 yards.
I've put him in the lineup for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's good chalk. I think it's the running back position is tough this week. Can we admit that?
Yes.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is.
I didn't even know how to approach it until talking to you guys.
Two guys that McCaffrey is obviously way priced up, has to score almost 30 points to pay off this price against a team that is in a playoff contention.
Yep.
It's not like they're. run that back with Etienne, who's a guy that's been way hot. I think he scored 6 touchdowns the last 3 games, or 8 in the last 4, or something.
Yeah.
He's the last 3 games 9 touchdowns. Oh my gosh, and 13 over the last. Oh no, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong stat. I was saying, it's 4 over the last 3 games.
No, he scored 2 touchdowns 3 games in a row, right?
He's had two rushing touchdowns 3 games in a row starting last week, and then in this past week he had 1 receiving touchdown.
Okay. I can't press the Pollard button. Henry button seems worthless. Barkley button has been one I'm never going to press. Eckler is playing better. I mean, he's a run back that we could talk about, but then we would have no money.
He's
for
$8,400.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
really expensive.
This is a tough running back crop, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think the one I like the best next is Gibbs.
Yeah, but we've got Montgomery back.
Right. Okay. That helps. Plus, we'd have no money.
Yeah.
So that,
So I like Gibbs a lot more when Montgomery's out of the equation.
what about since we get the luxury of Sunday night and Monday night? We got Brees Hall as a possibility against Vegas. We've got Cook against Denver on Monday night.
Yeah, I like that play.
I don't mind playing 2 Buffalo players.
I don't mind Brian Robinson from Washington or Jerome Ford from Cleveland. I think I lean more Robinson because he's getting the bulk of the carries.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can just give him a couple targets, I like his floor quite a bit. And he seems to be the goal line back as well, which I also like.
I
Yeah.
think we'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention Keaton Mitchell. Is it Keaton Mitchell?
Yep.
He had a huge game last week. Fast back out of East Carolina. He's going to be a running back that's going to be tough to keep healthy throughout the year.
He's 4,700.
He's healthy right now.
He's healthy right now. He's playing against the Browns this week.
And he has 2 other running backs that get substantial workload in that.
Yep.
It's a tough one, man. Let's talk about Madison. Came back and finally had a decent game. He's playing at home against a tough New Orleans D.
What about James Conner?
It's a good matchup for Connor coming back.
Does he get a full workload coming back is the question.
That's the scary part. I'd rather almost miss it.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of how I'm feeling. I'm not.
I'm a little nervous about someone we haven't talked about that would usually be someone we always talk about is Walker. But I think we're all he's a little bit banged up. Hasn't seemed like himself the last couple games, right?
I have a name.
Okay, we need
Let's
one.
hear it.
I think Jared might like this. Javonte Williams. He had 27 carries in Week 8 against the Chiefs.
I like it.
Granted, they were inefficient, but 27 carries. That's like
It's like old Derek.
That's like a throwback to early 2000s like fantasy football.
Yeah, like
Denver's playing better. The Bills give up some rushing.
Yeah. He's cheap.
yeah, 5,300.
He's an easy payoff. Leaves us enough room to play a receiver we at least like.
Yeah.
There's a lot in that class that leaves us 5,400. I'm already moved on to looking. I like Williams. I think if he's fully healthy, his talent at some point is going to break out again.
I mean, if they're giving him 27 carries, they must think he's
Yeah.
relatively healthy.
I like it. And he's coming off another bye week, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he got some rest, and let's try it. I got no problem with
I'm
Williams.
down.
Okay.
I wish we had $100 more so we could just put Tank Dell in.
I mean, we can probably find $100 more on the defense if you really want to. I mean, we can always go different D.
Why can't we put in Tank Dell right now?
Because he's
Is he too?
he's
yeah.
5,500. We're $100 short.
I must be missing somebody then.
Okay.
So we've got Goff, Rashid White, Williams, Lamb, St. Brown,
Lamb.
Kincaid, McBride.
we got to play with Lamb, right?
We don't have to play Lamb.
You don't want to play Lamb?
So we don't have to play Lamb.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll put the defense back, and then we can
We got 2 receivers.
we can put Tank Dell in, and then look at what our options are if we don't have Lamb.
I mean, this is not the most ideal play, but I've said it time and time again, is that Buffalo turns the ball over. So we're playing the Broncos running back. Maybe we get a pick six out of
I don't hate playing the Broncos on Monday night.
You know? Like, I don't know.
I kind of
So-
like it, to be honest. And it opens up Lamb.
It opens
Because
up Lamb.
Lamb is a much better.
And we can play Tank Dell.
We actually get the choice between Lamb and Chase.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that is actually a likely scenario.
I want to pick on the Giants right now. They are in shambles.
So Lamb,
Yeah.
I like it.
I do too.
I don't mind Chase though either. If we,
He's a little bit banged up,
Yeah,
but I think he'll be fine.
and they have the difference between Dallas and Cincinnati is Boyd and Higgins are completely legitimate red zone targets.
Correct.
They also have capable ability to go off themselves, right? Like,
Yeah.
Higgins could have a huge game. Boyd can have a huge game.
Correct.
I feel like on Dallas, CD Lamb is the only one that's got any blow up.
He looks like an alpha right now.
yeah, and Dak and him look
They-
like connected.
Philly could not do anything against him last week.
So, it doesn't. I thought we had just enough salary to fit Dak in if we decided we'd rather go Dak, but we don't.
No,
So
sorry. What's
I like it. We got some people that need to get to the airport.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had an abbreviated show. Sorry, we've had some computer issues, but I really like the lineup we got you.
Yeah, there's no spot where it feels like a dart throw. It's like everything has a pretty nice floor on every spot.
I think that's really the key.
I haven't played double tight end in a long time. And
No.
I'm kind of excited.
I really
Yeah.
don't feel like Kincaid is much of a tight
Yeah,
end.
I agree.
Yeah,
And so it doesn't feel so weird to me. It feels like playing. I mean, this is like playing Wandell, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Wandell Robinson, and we're getting a much better version of Wandell.
yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, let's. We're gonna save that one and submit it.
Yep.
Let's quickly. We got just a couple minutes. Juice got to be in the road. Annual pick of who's going to break the slate here. Who's the guy that highest projected number, regardless of position. Who are you? And it can be just a value play that can break the slate. So, what do you think, Jared? I'll give you the floor first.
I mean, I already said it. I am hugely on St. Brown this week. I think he's
We
going
came in
to
with
be
the same idea. He was
the
the
slate breaker
He was the player that when I looked at this slate that I thought, if he's going to have 18 targets at Tampa Bay, there's no reason he doesn't have it.
against the Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, and they need this win. If they're really contenders, this is the type of game
Yeah.
that they need to go on the road and take care of some business, right?
I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb. I watched the Philly Dallas game last week. I mean, Philly did everything they could to give the game to Dallas, and Dallas almost won. They're coming back at home. It's a must-win game. They got a reeling Giants team right now. I think they're going to put it on them.
I'm going to take a Monday night guy. I'm going to take Josh Allen.
Okay.
I feel like Josh Allen has a 40-point night against the Broncos. I feel like he's due just a blow-up game.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a high-scoring Monday night. We've had some real fucking excuse my language, on Sunday and Monday night where just need a little something from the fantasy world.
Yep.
It's just not coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, best value then. We'll go. We didn't talk a whole lot about. There's not a ton of value on the slate.
Yeah, it's hard to
Who's
find.
the guy that maybe a backup, somebody that's not playing? I'm going to go Noah Brown. I think if Nico Collins is hurt, Noah Brown really is filling